Hey everyone, it's Nina, and welcome to a sunset yoga flow. This is going to be a more slower paced, relaxing flow to help transition you from working all day into more of a relaxing evening. So we're just going to get started off here in a seated position. So bring your hands on your knees. You can place something underneath your hips if you need a little bit more of a boost or if this bothers your knees. And just close your eyes. We'll take a couple of deep breaths to start the class. So on an exhale, just empty out your belly. And inhale. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale. And exhale out. Take your right hand to the left side of your head and gently drop your head over to your right shoulder. You can extend your left arm out, and from here just gently rock your head forward and back. You start to feel a gentle stretch in the side of your neck. And drop the chin all the way down to the chest and roll over to the left shoulder. Take the left hand to the right side of your head and then drop your right arm over to the right. And just exploring here, gently rocking the head forward and back. And drop your chin down to your chest. Take your hands behind your head and just allow your elbows to fall down and just rock your head from side to side. Release your hands from your head and make your way into tabletop, coming onto your hands and your knees. From here, take a big inhale in, drop the belly and lift the chin and the chest up. And exhale, round through the upper back. Inhale, lift the chin up. And exhale, round through the upper and the lower back. One more time, inhale, lift up. And exhale, reverse. Come back to a neutral spine. And just begin to move your hips from side to side. Maybe pushing your hips back. Just come into this dancing lion where it's a little bit more of a free-for-all movement. You're just seeing where you might feel a little tight and just working into those areas. You can close your eyes and just connect with your body here. And come back to a neutral spine and tabletop. Tuck your toes under, push your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Take a few moments here to pedal your feet out. Maybe push the hips up and bend the knees, or push the hips from side to side. And just find those tight spots and take some deep stretches into them. From here, walk your feet all the way up to the top of your mat and inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up towards the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Take a little back bend here. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, and step your left foot back. You're going to come into a low lunge, so drop that left knee down to the ground, untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Take a back bend here as you push your hips forward. And take a few deep breaths here. Release your hands down to the ground, push your hips back, come into this half split. You can move your hands forward or backward, or you can bend your knee as well. So take any variation that feels good for you, and when you have found that good spot, just fold forward. Start to bend your right knee again, and bring your hands to the front of the mat. Tuck your back toes under, lift your left knee up off the ground, step your right foot back into a plank. On your next exhale, lower down all the way to the mat. And inhale up, low cobra. And exhale, lower. Inhale up, low cobra. And exhale, lower. Inhale all the way to upward facing dog. And exhale to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale here. And exhale. Start to walk your feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up towards the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up. Take a back bend here. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, step your right foot back. Lower your right knee down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And on an exhale, sink your hips a little bit deeper. Take a few deep breaths here. Really thinking about reaching the arms up and back behind you. And bring your hands down to the mat. Start to push your hips back and straighten out your left leg. And fold over that left leg into half split. And start to bend that left knee. Come back into your low lunge. Tuck your back toes under. Lift the right knee up off the mat. And step your left foot back into plank. On an exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale up, low cobra. And exhale, lower down. Inhale up, low cobra. And exhale, lower. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. From here, kick your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Open up your hip and bend your knee. Just roll it around a little bit here in both directions. And straighten your leg out. And start to bring your right shin to the top of the mat. So you have a couple options here. You can go into full pigeon. So if you're coming into pigeon pose, you're just going to bring your shin as parallel to the mat as you can. If this is too much pressure on your knee, you can bring your heel in. Or an even more modified version, you can come into deer pose. So bringing the heel a little bit closer and bending that back leg and internally rotating that left upper leg. And then from here, just begin to fold over that front shin. Continue to relax a little bit more here, allowing the body to soften, to let go of any of the stresses from the day. And And just give yourself this moment to completely clear your mind and just surrender in the body, surrender to your mat. Slowly start to push yourself all the way back up. And bring that right knee up and back into three-legged dog. Roll the hip around in both directions. And drop your right foot down. Switching sides, kick your left leg up to the sky, bend your knee, roll your hip around in both directions. And then straighten your left leg out. Bring it to, or the left shin to the top of the mat, coming into your pigeon pose or your deer pose on this other side. So take that same variation so that your sides, both sides are matching. And then when you've gotten into that comfortable position, you can lean over the front shin. Slowly begin to push yourself all the way back up. Bringing that left knee up and back into three-legged dog. Bending the knee, rolling it around in both directions. And then coming down onto your knees, we're going to come into a seated position and then eventually onto our backs. So from here, coming into a legs up the wall pose. So come onto your backs and lift your feet all the way up towards the sky and flex your toes up towards the sky. So you can hang out here if this feels really good for you to have this inversion where your toes are above your heart. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you can bring your hips above your heart, coming into shoulder stand. So take your variation. Be here for a few deep breaths. If you'd like to come into plow pose, you can drop your feet behind your head and relax your hands down to the ground and clasp them together. It's okay to bend your knees here if you need to. We're really working on opening up the entire back of the spine up to the back of the neck and the head, releasing some of that tightly bound fascia. So allow yourself to relax. Don't try to force anything. Just allow this to be a gentle stretch. If you're in plow pose, start to bring your hips back down to the ground and then hug your knees into your chest. Start to bring your feet up. Take your hands to the outer edges of your feet into happy baby. pulling your knees as close to the armpits as you can, and just rock from side to side. Maybe straighten one leg, bend the other. And then hug your knees into your chest. And just hug into a tight, tight ball, as tight as you can here. Squeeze everything, even the muscles in your face and your arms, all the way down to your toes and your legs. And then release onto the mat into your final Shavasana. So if this hurts your lower back, you can always bend your knees, teepee them in together, hang out here and tuck the tailbone under, or just enter into full Shavasana, relaxing your legs out. We'll be here for about a minute or two, so just allow yourself to relax. Maybe you can hear the ocean in the background with the wind slightly blowing. Just imagine yourself here on the beach, fully surrendering, forgetting anything else around you. Slowly begin to come back into your body. Really just feeling into that relaxation, enjoying it. And start to bring small movements back into the body anytime. If you'd like to continue to lay here, you can do that as well. Eventually make your way onto your side and just curl up there for a moment. And gently push yourself all the way up to a seated position. Ending just like we began class, in a seated position with our hands on our knees. And we'll finish with 3 deep breaths together. Take a big inhale in and exhale out. Inhale in, exhale out. Last time, inhale in and exhale out. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this gentle sunset beach yoga flow. I hope you feel a little bit more relaxed from your day and you're ready to continue to relax a little bit more as your night goes on. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys on the mat in the next video.